The new truck market is tanking, and it's because truck buyers are seriously pissed off. Ford, GM, and Ram have a huge problem on their hands. Buyers say they've had enough with skyrocketing MSRPs, huge dealer markups, and new trucks that are loaded with bells and whistles that price out the honest working folk who just need a dependable workhorse. Now, we all know the supply chain disruption turned the market on its head a few years ago, but it's finally righting itself. If you drive through any row of dealership in the country right now, you'll see that new car inventory isn't really an issue anymore, and we're all fed up. Just look at how the F-150 XLT base MSRP price has skyrocketed relative to other new vehicles. We all know that prices will rise long-term, but the F-150 has absolutely leapt up in price. Since 1990, the Consumer Price Index for new cars has gone up 43%, but the Ford F-150 XLT has gone up 231% in the same time frame. That adds up to a serious dollar amount. And if you're as fed up with these price hikes as I am, well, give this channel a sub. Enthusiasts and buyers across the country are finally starting to show we can affect the market when we refuse to buy vehicles at crazy high MSRPs, and even worse, with crazy dealer markups. From 2018 to 2023, nearly all trucks saw a crazy price increase. A Ram Tungsten Edition used to be yours for less than $60K. Now to drive one home optioned out, it's more like $85. In 2018, you could get a GMC Sierra for 57 grand. Now one option out will cost you over 90 G's. And the Ford F-150 Super Crew went from 65K to nearly 90 grand with the same options. That hurts. According to Motor Trend, the only new trucks you can buy for under 30 grand MSRP are the Ford Maverick and the Hyundai Sonata Cruise. And those aren't even true work trucks. They're like mini trucks. Meanwhile, a base Chevy Colorado, Nissan Frontier will cost you in the low 30s. The only problem is dealers don't want to carry base models in their inventory. They all want higher trims with more options, which translates to higher priced trucks to sell. And if they don't get the allocations they want, then they just add a boatload of dealer options to inflate the truck price and make it up on the back end. Guys, I just experienced this myself helping my parents shop last week, and the dealers think that the market has positioned them to do what they want. So if they wanted to buy a brand new RX 350, they put down a refundable $1,000. Now, this dealership only sells cars at MSRP, but you have 3 additional mandatory add-ons. Window tint for $595, low jack, since supposedly car thefts have gone up 5-fold since the pandemic, is $995, and blinking third brake light, $395. This isn't a race car, it's a Lexus. So the grand total is $1,985 of mandatory extras. But the dealer claims that they sell all new cars at MSRP. Yeah, right. And if you have a crazy dealer markup story, let me know in the comments below. Things just don't look great across the rest of the cheapest new trucks. Tacomas and Rangers used to be the working man's inexpensive entry-level pickups, but good luck finding one for less than 36 grand. And depending on where you are in the country, more like 40K plus once you honestly option it and you add in dealer markups. Basically, anything full size will cost you a minimum $40,000 or more. And guys, that includes the Ram Classic, which is a 12-year-old pickup with a new grille just slapped on it. With prices this high, everyone who already owns a truck is happy to hang on to it or only sell at a very high price.
See, here's the thing. In general, trucks are built pretty good.
Today we find out.
I mean, sure, there have been certain generations of certain pickups that you should probably try and avoid like the plague. But truth is, most trucks from most manufacturers are reliable, tough, and perfectly capable. And that's been true for a pretty long time. And while, yeah, virtually all trucks built within the last few years have seen major upgrades in terms of interior design and standard features, the majority of them have seen only incremental changes under the hood. Take a 2014 Silverado, for instance. When properly equipped, it's capable of towing 12,000 pounds. And when you compare that to the 2024 model, you can see that again, properly equipped, it'll lug around 13.3, 1,300 pounds more. That 10% in capability, to most people, it isn't worth the asking price. Same thing goes with fuel economy and costs of repair. Oh, and then there's reliability. If you haven't seen our video on the JD Power reliability study, which you have to take that study itself with a grain of salt, go watch that next. Because what you'll find is on average, new vehicle reliability is actually dropping. More and more people, especially those that use a pickup truck as a second or third vehicle for the occasional trip to the hardware store or loading up the dirt bikes for the weekend, are opting to just hang on to the trucks they've already got.
So what does that mean for dealerships? Well, it means trucks are sitting on their lots. And OEMs and dealers are responding. You can see here that trucks that are on average actually selling below MSRP. Since the supply chain disruptions, manufacturers kicked their production into overdrive. And now that the market has cooled off, buyers are done with inflated prices. And even with some of these discounts, and a $60,000 truck doesn't suddenly become meaningfully more affordable at $55,000. Are the days of the affordable work truck finally over? I mean, it sure feels that way. So it begs the question. I mean, greed has always been a thing, but to me, it almost feels like the OEMs are trying to make up for something, recover some funds for a project that's kind of gone wrong.
Electric pickups.
Ah, yes, electric pickups. Virtually all the manufacturers went all in on EV truck production. Well, all of them except one. But if the regular truck market is slowing, the EV truck market is dead on arrival. GM, Ford, heck, even Tesla are slowing down production on EV pickups. And who can blame them when Ford is losing $36,000 on every F-150 Lightning sold in the last quarter? Yeah, that's a lightning bolt you don't want to get hit with. And it turns out that Toyota was right to hold out on EV production. They just sat there and took it while every other automaker was laughing at them for being slow to pump out EV production. See, Toyota quietly bet big on hybrids, and well, look who's laughing now. And while EV sales are stagnating, hybrid sales are growing. In fact, in 2023, Americans bought over 1 million hybrid vehicles, setting a new record for hybrid sales. That's a 76% increase year over year. And Toyota is ready to shock the world again with a bet on a low-cost pickup. And I mean real low. Way down there. They're thinking about releasing this. It's basically just a stripped-down Hilux, and it's set to cost just $10,000 brand spanking new. Only problem, it's not coming to the US market yet. I mean, I guess we'll have to see if it really does come to any market for that matter. But since you and me and all the other pissed off buyers out there are unwilling to spend 75 grand or more on a work truck, maybe, just maybe, we can convince Toyota to bring that cheap e-truck here. Farmers, ranchers, and blue-collar workers across the country who are fed up with sky-high pickup prices are already importing K-trucks. It's so cute. And folks who are looking for no-frills, work trucks are increasingly turning to 20-plus-year-old Japanese imports. For less than 5 grand, I might just have to pick one of those up for myself and get my girl a puppy. As long as you're not towing or hauling anything heavy, well, they can do pretty much everything a modern work truck can do for a fraction of the cost. So if you're in the truck market this year, well, for now, stand fast, because prices on new trucks this year are more than likely going to continue to go down. And if you really want to stay ahead of the market and make money on your next vehicle, like we do almost every single time, well, I've linked to the Ideal Car Strategies free workshop. It's in the pinned first comment. Go check it out, because you got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Just like checking out these Ideal vids over here. I'm Brad the Financial Cowboy. This is Ideal, and promise me one thing: keep living the ideal lifestyle.